Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whatever time of the day you are listening to this video. I want to celebrate love, and I decided to do one of my favorite poems by Rudy Francisco, and he entitled it Love Poem. And it goes a little something like this. To the girl who works at Starbucks down the street from my house at Delmont Heights Road, I swear to God I'm not a stalker. When I asked you for a shot latte, what I really meant to say was, I was walking past and I saw you in the window, but I only came in here because I had to know what your voice sounded like. But instead of saying that, I got really nervous and just ordered the first thing on the menu. I don't even know what a chai is, or a latte for that matter. When God made you, he cussed for the first time. He turned to an angel, gave him a high five, and said, God damn, I'm good. You are that beautiful. I spent the last 5 days trying to figure out how I was going to introduce myself to you properly. And I think I finally got it figured out. It's going to be something like, hi. That's all I got so far. But I think it's a pretty good start. You see, I want that my friends think I'm crazy kind of love, that restless kind of love, that wake up early, make you breakfast kind of love, that crack open my life and say, look, you got to see this kind of love. Forget the shallow stuff. I want the deepest kind of love, that I want to stay up and tell you all my secrets kind of love, that every time I see you, I fall to pieces kind of love. I want that stand next to me kind of love, that you are my destiny kind of love, that no matter what happens, you always get the best of me kind of love, that you are my heart and mind, this world gets the rest of me kind of love, that invest in me kind of love because you already know I'm investing in you kind of love, that when you come home upset, you don't have to say nothing because I already know what to do kind of love. I want I want love. I want you to bite my lip until I can no longer speak, then suck out my ex-girlfriend's name out of my mouth just to make sure she never comes up in our conversations. I want you to come to me like an afternoon. Come to me slowly, as if you were a broken sunset with a lazy sky on your shoulders. If you let me be your sunlight, I promise I will penetrate your darkness until you speak in angel wings. Pull me close to you, tell me you love me, then scratch your future into my back so I can be everything that you live for. I promise I would die for you daily, then come back to the knife in your strings. I promise I will love you. I promise I will love you as if it was the only thing I ever learned how to do correctly. Now, I'll be honest. I'm not usually even a love poet. In fact, every time I try to write about love, my hands cramp just to show me how painful love can be. And sometimes my pencils break just to prove to me that every now and then, love takes a little more than planned. See, I heard that love is blind, so I write all my poems in Braille. In my poems, I never actually finish because true love is endless. You see, I always believe that real love is kind of like a supermodel before she's airbrushed. It's pure and imperfect, just the way God intended. You see, I'm be honest, I'm not much of a love poet. But if I was to wake up tomorrow morning and decided that I really want to write about love, my first poem, it'll be about you. About how I love you the same way I learned how to ride a bike. Scared, but reckless. With no training wheels or knee pads, so my scars can tell the story of how I fell for you. You see, I'm not much of a love poet, but if I was, I write about how I see your face in every cloudy reflection in every window. You see, I've written a million poems hoping somehow, maybe some way, you'll jump off the page and be closer to me. Because if you was here right now, I would massage your back until your skin sings songs that your lips don't even know the words to, until your heartbeat sounds like my last name. and you smile like the Pacific Ocean, I want to drink the sunlight in your skin. If I was a love poet, I'd write about how you have the audacity to be beautiful on days when everything around you is ugly. I'll write about your eyelashes and how they're like violin screams that play symphonies every time you blink. If I was a love poet, I'd write about how I melt in front of you like an ice sculpture every time I hear the vibrations of your voice. Or whenever I see your name on the call ID, my heart, it plays hopscotch in my chest and climbs into my ribs like monkey bars, and I feel like a child all over again. And I know that this is going to sound weird, but sometimes I pray that God somehow turns you back into one of my ribs just so that I would never spend a day without you. I swear, I'm usually not a love poet, but if I was to wake up tomorrow morning and decide that I really want to write about love, my first poem, I swear it'll be about you. And after I said all of that, she was like, "So how do you feel about me?" And I was confused. I said, "Let's put it like this. I want to be your ex-boyfriend's stunt man. I want to do everything that he never had the courage to do, like trust you. I swear that when our lips touch, I could taste the next 60 years of my life." See, last night I had a dream. And in this particular dream, I died in my dream, woke not knowing I was still dreaming, decided to walk. You see, that night I walked in my sleep. I slept in my walk. I walked backwards until I saw you for the first time. I could barely muster up the courage to introduce myself to you all over again. You see, I've been trying to find the right words. I've been trying to find the right steps for what seems to be like thousands of years, but something always seems to go wrong between us. We lived in Egypt. I was the Pharaoh's slave. You was his daughter. Loving you led to my death. They claim I seduced you, and after they stole my life, I came back as a mason. I made the foundation for your house. We met eyes for 2 seconds. You left. I didn't see you again until I died. I came back as a caterpillar. I turned into a butterfly. I landed in the palm of your hands. You brushed me away, and the rejection killed me. But when I awoke, I was a kick drum, you was a snare. We both were owned by this drummer named Cozy Cole. And when he died, so did we. But I came back just to look for you. I left notes in random places, hoping that you would stumble across them. I carved our names in trees. I prayed that it would jog your memory. I whispered your name in the wind, hoping somehow, maybe some way, my voice would reach you. But it didn't. And I died. I died early. I died young with breadcrumbs in my hand, just hoping that you would find me. But you never did. So they buried me. And when they buried me, they put these corns over my eyes. I used them as bus fare to get back to earth just so I could look for you. So that's why sometimes when we hold hands ever so often, I tend to hold a little too tight. And I'm sorry. I just don't want to lose you again. My mother told me that when you find the perfect woman, you do whatever it takes to make sure that she's next to you.